can get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. 'Cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and BB superfan Joleen Lunzer, here to break it all down for you. Okay, today we're going to be talking about everything crazy, shocking, and cool going on the live feeds for Big Brother 25. But first, as Julie Chen says, make sure you smash that like. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe. We are less than 100 subs away from 34,000 subscribers, and we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, which is our goal by jury. Now, I know that's a lofty goal, but you guys have been killing it. And so I think we can get there. Let's set a like goal as well for 1,011. All right. So if you guys could smash that like for me right now, that would be amazing. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Well, I want to make sure my audio is okay because we have so much to get into today. So you guys are not going to want to miss this update. Okay. I'm going to crack myself. I didn't have time to make coffee, so I grabbed myself a Diet Coke because it is 7:30 in the morning here in my state of California. I got Teddy, my rescue pup, right next to me. He is treated and walked, and hopefully he's going to just, take a little nappy. All right. Okay. So, hello, you guys. Hello, my little pumpkin spice babies. How is everyone this morning? Yesterday I did not go live. I did, though, go look for a new dining room table and chairs, and I think I found what I was looking for. And while I was out shopping, I had the feeds in my ear 24/7 and then was watching them at home and well into last night. So much happened yesterday. So much happened. Okay. So I have lots of notes and lots of things I want to talk about and get to. Feel free to sound off in the chat. I love to know how you guys are feeling. If you want to support the channel further than just liking and subscribing, you can always send a super chat while we're live. I will highlight your comment. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. Thank you to everyone who has hit me up on the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and also my Amazon wish list. All the links are in the description of this video. And thank you to those that have followed me on social media too. Okay, we got to get into it, Jill. We got to get into it. All right. So, to get caught up to speed. All right. Hello, Netherlands. Cameron, obviously, you watched Thursday night's episode. Cameron won the HOH, and everyone in the house was thrilled. They were not. They were not. My favorite reaction was Miss Felicia. She was like, okay. Now, remember, everything I say is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged through my opinion, but you're welcome to have your opinion in the chat. Jody coming in with the first super chat of the morning. Thank you so much for starting us off. Right, Jody, beautiful pumpkin spice baby. Okay, so Cameron wins HOH. And we all on Thursday were like, what is Cameron going to do? Because these are the moments we love in Big Brother. Even though you may not, I'm not the biggest fan of Cameron at all. However, I was excited to be like, oh my God, Cameron could make a move, because this has been a season. As much as I love Siri, I don't necessarily love the twist of adding her son to it. Again, I think it would have been better if it would have been like two survivor queens like Sandra and Siri entering the Big Brother house, but I digress. We need, it's been a season where we've seen a lot of voting with the house, and, I love a split house. I love, these moments where the underdog, even if I don't necessarily like him or her, comes up and you're like, what is going to happen? Expect the unexpected. And like Christina says, the faces after he won HOH, priceless, so uncomfortably wonderful. I laughed my ace off. We have to say that because it's early in the morning and YouTube loves to just demonetize you for the swears. And also I don't want to, clog this update with too many swears. Okay. So Cameron is now going to have the next day. Okay. So that night really didn't have a lot of conversations with people. Uneventful. Then we go into Friday, and Friday's eventful. It starts and we think, oh my God, Cameron's an idiot. right? Because we're thinking Cameron is going to just nominate Jag and Blue. So it's just going to be a repeat of his last HOH, a waste of time. He's not going to go after the Siri side of the house at all. He's not going to challenge the powers in the house. This is so boring. He has conversations with Blue and Jag that are just so frustrating because Jag offers, like, let's work together. Now, Jag, I've struggled with Jag. I want to love Jag. I want to love Jag forever. But his game talk is so slow. He has been lost in this game for much of it. But in this conversation, he's at least like, well, I think, and it's just every time I listen to Jag talking strategy and game, I just constantly am like, spit it out. We gotta get it out. I just have the 2 hours later. And I'm like, let's go, pick it up. So Jag's like, well, I think, if you and I, we might be in similar positions in the house, and, maybe I could, benefit you, and, you could, benefit me, so yeah, and, yeah, and I'm like, okay, Jag, please. Cameron talks to Jag and he says, I don't trust you at all. So Friday was starting. Wow. Cameron's like, I don't trust you at all. Just so you know, mister, I don't trust you, mister. And Jag's like, okay, thank you. He said, I also know you're a pretty good actor. Cameron tells Jag this. And Jag's like, okay. And he goes, and I really want to put you on the block. I do. Right next to Blue. And I'm thinking, oh my God, cancel the season. It's over. I hate this. I hate all of this. But I think you're right that it wouldn't benefit me. But I want to do it. Cameron's like, I want to do it. I want to put you on the naughty block, sir. And I'm thinking, what is this weird obsession he has with going after Jag in this conversation? I'm just like, what? Why? Is it just because you didn't get, your way the first time and he was saved? It's very strange. It's very strange. Okay. So he's like, I want to put you on the block right now. I want to do it right now. I want to do it right now. But I think you're right. It wouldn't benefit me. No, it wouldn't, because you both are lost in the sauce. You both are not on the side of power. You both don't really know what's going on. Okay. And then he says, if by some miraculously inconceivable chance, Jag, I don't put you on the block, I need you to know that if I don't put you on this block for some miraculously inconceivable reason this week, I need absolute safety next week. And I know you always shout out your friends and family and everyone back home. And I need you to promise on them that you will offer me that. Okay. And that next week, I won't be a back door, front door, side door, garage door, none of the doors. You can't put me up. You can't do nothing, Chuck. Okay. And Jag's like, I can offer. Okay. And then I can offer you that this week if you can offer me that next week, Cam says to Jag. And then Jag's like, great. That would be great. And Cam's like, I'm not done. Cam's so awkward in this conversation. Oh my gosh. So I'm just like, oh, here we go. Then Jared talks to Cameron, and I'm thinking, okay, because number one, Cameron should be going after Jared. Obviously, we know it's Siri's son. It's part of the twist, break up the duo. Also, Jared put you on the block, Cam. All right. He put your best friend, even though you and your best friend had a bromance breakup, you and Red were like, I don't think we're going to be able to TikTok together anymore. Even though you had Brokeback Hot Tub and you guys broke up. The only reason that your friend went home is because Jared won HOH and you put him up. But Cameron talks to Jared and he's super friendly right off the bat. And I'm thinking, what is Cameron doing? And he says, Cameron tells Jared, please don't go fast. Like, don't, that sounds bad, but please don't leave the room. Like, you don't have to come and go in here. Cause Jared's like, I'm sorry. Last night I was pissed, cause Jared's feeding Cam the line that he didn't know and he was blindsided too. And I'm like, Jared, you sneaky leak. I mean, for his game, I get why he's doing that. But you would think someone would out him on that. It's like, no, sir, you were a part of the plan. All right. So Cameron, as far as we can tell right now, believes that Jared didn't know, and Jared was blindsided too. So Cam believes he was blindsided with the red vote. Bowie was blindsided with the red vote, and Jared. Those are the only three people in the house. So Cameron's talking to Jared in the HOH room yesterday morning, and he was like, don't leave the room fast. You're the only one I actually want in here, and I can have a real combo with. My door is always open for you, Jer Bear. And Jared's like, yeah, sorry, man. Last night I was just pissed, and I had a headache, and I had to go to bed, and everyone downstairs is scrambling and gambling. And then there's a long, awkward pause. And Cameron said to Jared, you it, bro. You it for me. You're all I got in this game. And I'm like, is this for real? The man, if I played this game, obviously I wouldn't play well. I'm an armchair quarterback over here. But anyone who put me on the block, you're forever my enemy. Whether I let you know or not, I'm coming for you. We're not besties for the resties. You think of me as expendable, whether you want to use me as a pawn or you want to use me as the target. Obviously, you don't value me in this game and you want to get rid of me. And you see me as some kind of threat or expendable. So I'm coming for you all day, every day. And I'm like, Cameron, you are not this dumb. You cannot be this dumb. So Cameron says, you're all I got in this game to Jared. He says, just give me some trust that I'm not telling you things in this game. And then I'll tell you everything. So it's just riddle upon riddle upon riddle. Jared has his hoodie up. He's got his sunglasses on. He's being super agreeable, obviously, to Cameron, because he's like, oh, okay. He's like Miss Cameron or Miss Felicia. Okay. And he says, it's tough, Cameron said. Just know it'll all come out and we'll know exactly what to do moving forward. But just give me patience. Give me grace. He's telling Jared, don't worry. I got you. You got me. Thank you, Christina. We're up to 2 super chats or two super stickers this live so far. Thank you so much, Christina, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Jared told Cameron that Cameron, he's like, you have info, Cam, that can ruin my game. And you never leaked it, Cam. And that's good as gold to me in this game. He was like, Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules, because it's good as gold. He's like, that is gold to me in this game. And Cameron looks at him with all the seriousness in the world, not a satirical bone in his body. And he said, I held security clearance for the United States government. I don't do secrets, Jared. I held security clearance for the United States government. I don't do secrets. I'm like, okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Cameron, okay. Jared is saying he didn't talk to anyone after the HOH in the blind side. He said he was blindsided. He's pretending this. And then Jared throws Felicia under the bus and says, yeah, she came up to me with like pickles in her hand and said, people talking crazy. Okay, people talking crazy. And Cameron tells Jared, we got played. We got played, sir. We did get played. We got played. Jared said he's worried Blue won't be able to get the votes if Cameron puts her up. Because at this point, Jared is being led to believe that Cam is going to put Jag and Blue on the block. And so Jared's like, well, I better do a little something for my showmans. Better do a little something. So he goes, I'm worried that Blue won't have the votes to stay. And again, Cameron's like, don't worry. He whispers. I mean, this was just with all the theatrics, not a satirical bone in this man's body, not comedy, not nothing. He says, when Jared's worried about Blue, his showman's, no man's, cheap man's, if you will, that she won't have the votes to stay if Cam puts her up on the block this week. Jared looks at him and he goes, ride with me. In a whisper. He whispered this. That must be the man stuff they talk about. Men whispering to men. He said, Jared, ride with me. You ride with me. And I was dying. I'm like, this is hilarious. You just be you, bro. Cameron tells Jared, you'll know when it's time to peak up. And then he says, you know it. And we got to throw it at them. And you got to throw it at me, some trust. You got to throw some trust at me. And you'll know it when you know it. Ride with me. Ride with me. I need an audio clip. If anyone has that audio clip, feel free to DM me on Twitter. I got to find it. Because he was like, ride with me. It was the Brokeback Chillbilly Mountain. Ride with me, baby. Ride with me. This is man stuff the women's won't understand. So Jared starts talking about Blue, and Jared throws Blue under the bus. And I'm thinking, oh God, Jared is going to let Blue take the fall. Okay. Which is obviously, you know, in a game situation, it's like, okay, like Miss Felicia, but also it's your showmance. And Jared starts talking more man stuff besides the ride with me. And he says, yeah, I couldn't believe Blue, you know, like you think it's cool to throw me off guard, bro? So he's talking about Blue, and that's with the vote. So he's insinuating to Cameron, or basically saying to Cameron, not even insinuating, that Blue didn't tell him that she was flipping the vote to vote out Red. And that Blue blindsided Jared. That's what Jared's got Cameron believing. And Cameron's like, you know, them women, you just can't trust them. They got to put more clothes on, and you can't trust them. You can't. No, he didn't say that, but you know what I'm saying. That's how he's feeling. And then he says, Jared says, I think it's a power trip with Blue. Okay, first of all, Blue don't have no power. Blue could have all the power because she's got all the information, but she would rather play happy little 1950s housewife over here. And no shade to the 50s housewives. I'm just saying we now are, I mean, the ERA, we're still working on that, but we can do other things now. I don't know if Blue got the message about women, but we're more versatile now. We're allowed to do more things now. You don't got to just make a man breakfast and listen to everything he says. You can have an opinion too. I know. Novel idea, you guys. I don't want to get too ahead of myself in my skirt here, but I'm just saying. Thank you, Robert Smith, for the 3rd super chat of the live. Robert Smith says, ride with me. You ride with me. You dirty little friend, you. Oh, you man to man, ride with me. That'll never not be funny, double negative to me. Ride with me. Ride with me. Ride dirty with me. So Jared is like, yeah, I think it's a power trip with Blue. And Cameron believes Blue played Jared and blindsided him with her vote. So Jared will throw Blue under the bus. But when Blue talked to Cameron, she did not blatantly throw Jared under the bus that he knew about the vote. So it was making me so frustrated yesterday because I'm thinking, Blue, when faced with being put on the block, possibly again, and your game at risk for $750,000, you are, my dear, not going to do everything you can to save yourself. Instead, you're going to let your cheat man, your boyfriend, whatever he is at this point, you're going to let him off, and you're going to take all the heat when you don't run anything. Blue doesn't run anything. She gets told what's going on in the house. She's not running anything at this point. So I'm like, even when faced with being put up for eviction, I would be throwing him. So I would say, and it's as simple as, yeah, I mean, it was the whole house. The whole house knew, you know, and I would just start naming, like, you know, not to throw anyone under the bus, but I mean, everybody except for you and Bowie. I mean, Siri, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, Matt, Jag, Jared, you know, Jared was fine with it. And I'm thinking, she's not doing that. So I was so mad listening to this. And I'm just like, oh my God, this week is going to be the worst. So then we have a Corey and Cameron talk, and Corey is just loving on Cam. He's like, Cam, okay, hey, what's up? What's going on, man? Yeah, okay, you're gonna put up Blue, and okay, cool. Not too much of a conversation there. We have a time on the feeds where Felicia decides to describe the Taylor situation of last season to Siri and Bowie. And let me tell you, Felicia's interpretation of what happened to Taylor is very interesting. She's like, well, you know, the other girls were jealous of her, and she didn't really know how to talk to them because she's used to like the fake pageant stuff. It's just, if you have time on the feeds, go back and watch Felicia try to break down what happened to Taylor. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, Miss Felicia, but I was like, okay. It was a lot like this.
What's POV?
What's POV? I think this is what happened. And part of me was like, I think Felicia that was just what she thought happened. And she wasn't a live feeder, obviously. But I just wanted to yell out,
to look at
you're
it.
lying. You're lying, because that's not exactly how it went down. She wasn't like being mean towards Taylor or anything, but I think it was like a very generic take on a more complicated, layered situation that we saw go down with Taylor in the house. And from obviously what we saw in the feeds, just completely unwarranted. And with the addition of Paloma and Daniel and just this like group mentality to just go after this woman for seemingly wearing a bikini. I don't know. So there was a lot more to it. Monica, thank you so much for the 4th super chat. You guys are killing it this morning. Cameron won't respect anyone who tells him the secret. He doesn't believe in spilling secrets, right? Because he worked for the United States government. He don't do secrets, Monica. Cam is out. First comp, he doesn't win. They know they can't beat him. Losing Izzy or Jared helps Siri. Yes. Love your take, Monica. And we're going to get so far into that. All right. So, Jared and Blue were talking, and you guys, I'm sorry to do this to you. Trigger warning. We're going to have to do a little bit of cleansing. We're going to have to, in the words of Siri, we're going to have to clean that up a little bit. Clean that up a little bit. All right. And I'm pretty sure they were talking about how, each of them, besides Cam, they are on their have-nots this week, except for Cam. And so they have to take turns sleeping in the have-not room. And they were talking in code, but I'm pretty sure they referred to their sexy time together as a good start. They're like, oh, we're not going to be able to have a good start. Maybe Sunday or Monday, when it's their turn in the have-not room. And I'm thinking, oh my God, bleach the cheese, burn the cheese. They're going to do it in the doggy bed. You know it because it's the most comfortable one, or they could do it on that swinging one. Do it on the hot dog, okay? Because just don't do it. Get the Clorox bleach wipes out. Get the bounce dryer sheets ready, because they were talking about not being able to have, that's what they miss about the HOH room, is that they don't get the good start. And then I was like, this is the worst day ever. Cameron's going to put up the same noms he put up last time. He's going to put up Blue and Jag. And now we're going to have to watch Blue and Jared do the good start, possibly alone in the scary room when other people are in the have-not taking their turn, or in the have-not room. Burn it all down. Okay. Then we go to Bowie and Cam talking. This was a very fun conversation because Bowie's just like, what happened? It's intense. I mean, they didn't tell us. We got blindsided. It's intense, Cam. It's, but you won, and that's good. Red would be so proud of you. And now everyone wants to talk. They want information from me. Yeah, it's intense, but don't tell me anything. All day Bowie was like to Cam, doing a new. It's too intense. Doing a new. And then Cam, his advice to Bowie is, you just keep hanging out, working out, showering, and going around asking what's going on. You just keep being you. So that's what Cameron thinks Bowie does in this house, and #accurate. Okay, we stand Bowie over here, but Cameron has her clocked. He goes, you just keep being you. All right, Bowie, you just keep working out, showering, hanging out, and asking, what's going on? Walking into rooms and going, what's going on? What's going on over here? What's going on over there? And she's like, okay, I can do that. It's intense, but I can definitely do that.
Fucking Bowie Jane.
It was, and she wasn't the least bit, offended by this. It's just, that's how Bowie Jane rolls. She just walks into rooms and she's just like,
it literally because of the floaties?
Hi! Hi! What the hell is going on?
Bowie Jane's like, okay, hi, Izzy and Teens. Okay, Cam, see you later. Izzy tells Siri, okay, so then we got to get to feeds go down. He's had his one-on-ones. He's cryptic, but it seems like he's going to put up Jag and Blue, okay? Then the feeds come back from the nomination ceremony, and Cameron has put on the block Izzy and Miss Felicia, and I'm like, what? What? I thought he was going to really do the doggy bed and say, I put up Jag and Blue. So Cameron wanted the house to feel what he felt when he was blindsided. And he said, oh no, not today. No, I worked for security clearance for the United States government. I don't do secrets, but this time I do. So he blindsided everyone, even the people that he said, he didn't tell Bowie Jane, but she's like, don't tell me. It's too intense. I can't take it. I just want to ride the bike. I'm losing muscle mass. And Jared, he told Jared, just trust me. Everyone else, he kind of made it seem like it was going to be Jag and Blue. And then we come back and the house guests are cleaning up their faces because the ceremony involved pies to the faces. So everyone who, I believe, he either had to pie in the face the people he was not nominating, or he had to pie in the face everyone, but in the order, and maybe the last two were his nominations. So people are wiping off their face, and I guess Miss Felicia went to Cam and goes, okay, can I get key lime? And he goes, no. So he nominates Izzy and Felicia, and I'm like, Cam is ready to play. Cam, now I will say, I don't want Felicia to go. I can't lose her. She's comedic gold. She is comedic gold. But Cameron, so in Cam's speech, allegedly, we're going to see it go down. People, I mean, America was fangirling. She literally said that. She was like, that was so effing cool. That was so effing cool. Oh my God. She was telling Corey, and then Corey went in the HOH room and talked to Cam, and he was like, America's just like, it's so effing cool. Thinks you're so cool. And Cam's like, I didn't try to be. I didn't try. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm just trying to play the game. I just work for the United States security clearance. I don't do secrets. You know, I'm not trying to be. And so America's like, oh my God. As a fan, people are telling him this is going to be great TV. So apparently in his speech, he said, you all turned on, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, you all turned on two of the men you were working with, being Red and Heisem. Okay. Now, that might be a coincidence, but I'm not going to be the third. So Cam then said this is going to be a fun week to watch them lose their minds and spiral. He didn't say that during the speech, but that's kind of what he said to the people that he kind of trusts within the house now, or the people that he deems not within this power structure. So Cam's goal is to go after the four people he believes are running this house. And he has broken it down before on the feeds, saying that Siri's the president, Felicia is the vice president, and Izzy is the secretary, and then Mimi, I don't know I didn't think he said what Mimi was, but he thinks Mimi's a part of that four. Okay. So he wants to break these four up. Now he's got Felicia and Izzy on the block, but I believe his ultimate plan is to hopefully use the veto on Monday. The veto will be played today. We'll find out who wins it and what competition it'll be. Probably this afternoon. We'll see. Depends. And backdoor Siri. Possibly. And that's the fear within a lot of the house, being, you know, Siri, Felicia, or not Felicia. She doesn't. She'll be like, okay. Izzy and Jared, obviously. And Matt is going around saying, yeah, and even told Jared, I'm pretty sure Cam wants to backdoor Siri. And I'm like, Cameron, oh My gosh. After the veto, or after the nomination ceremony, Felicia's saying she's not surprised because she heard the other side of the house was talking that Felicia needs to go. She says she doesn't know who the other side is. Everyone is shocked, like I said, by Cameron's nominations. They are running around the house. Jag and Blue are so happy not to be on the block. Immediately, Blue goes to Jared and goes, I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to be me. I'm like, girl, Jared knew. I mean, you don't have to explain to Jared. He didn't necessarily know, but Jared knows a lot more that he's not telling you. Blue is just too concerned about Jared, and Jared is not concerned enough about Blue, so she shouldn't be that concerned about him. But you can't teach her new tricks. All right. Izzy says Cameron lied to the whole house. Jared says yes. He said it was going to be Jag and Blue. Izzy says maybe Jag is his backdoor option, but that doesn't make sense to her. Izzy says she's chill, but she's fired up. Okay, so we're going to see. So the house guests are have-nots, and we have a shakeup in the power structure and dynamic with the first time ever, Izzy and Miss Felicia. Well, Miss Felicia's felt it before. She's been on the block, but Izzy feeling the heat of the block. Okay. And oh my goodness. Okay. So Felicia goes up to the HOH room to talk to Cameron. Felicia says yesterday they were voting out Jag until about 1 hour before the show. But then Izzy and Siri came to her and said Felicia was becoming a liability. So they decided to flip the vote. So that is the thing that Felicia mentioned in her vote on a Thursday night to Julia Moonves when she was like, okay, hey, Julie, I was going to vote to evict, Jag, but due to some new information, I vote to evict Red. And apparently that was because they went up to, Miss Felicia. They were going to let her, initially, Siri and Izzy and Jared were just going to let Mimi and Felicia be on the wrong side of the vote, which would have been very interesting. But they ultimately went and told them, no, we are going to vote for Red. So Felicia is saying that that Izzy and Siri told her that Red said she's becoming a liability. So they decided to flip the vote. She says that's why she voted out Red. And that's the truth she knows. Felicia says they decided not to tell Bowie Jane because she's emotional. And it is just awkward AF. And Felicia, she's not necessarily lying. Felicia wanted to save Red, but she went about it in her Felicia ways, which is all the wrong ways. When she busts into the comic room and Bowie Jane is there, who didn't know that there was this, that they were going to vote out Red. And Felicia's like, wake up. Okay, Izzy, Siri, we're going to flip the vote. And Bowie Jane's like, crikey, what's going on at Centene's? And Felicia's like, hypothetically. So Miss Felicia is like, Miss Felicia's, she don't have time for Cam. She's like, you know what? If I'm here next week, if I'm not, it's been a good run. But if I'm here next week, I'm getting his ass. I am getting his ass. Okay. I am getting his ass. And I would give everything I own right now for Felicia to win the POV today. I would love to see her win the POV today. And next week she wins HOH. And then we have a Cameron type situation where Felicia's getting her revenge. I would love it. I know Felicia's messy. I know all these things, but the whole house is messy. But she's so entertaining and she's gutsy. And I just enjoy watching her. And that is my personal opinion about Miss Felicia. All right. Katie, welcome. So we have so much more to get to. Okay. So definitely, if you haven't, go back and watch Felicia and Cam, and just that right after the just the shock and awe of right after the veto, or after the I keep saying veto, after the nomination ceremony. Okay. There's an interesting fact. Matt, when he was talking to Cam after the nomination ceremony, Cam's like, did you hear my speech? Did you hear my speech about how, you screwed over two of the men that you're working with. And that might be a coincidence, but I'm not going to be third. And then apparently Cam went into the storage room. You know how they bring back the veto? I think this is how it went from what people were describing in America. Because America was real. She was like, whoa, Cam, you're like so cool. So she's blowing smoke, but she was also as a fan, like, this is rad. In America, you know, she has been saying to Corey for weeks and weeks, like, Siri is running everything. That side is running everything. Why are we not taking shots over there? You know, why are we just letting this slide? And so America has wanted to challenge the powers that be within the house. And apparently when Cam came out of the storage room, after maybe putting the veto, or I keep saying veto, whatever, after the nomination, he comes out of or maybe when he's coming out. Somehow he's coming out of the storage room. Okay. And he said, let's play. Let's play. He didn't whisper it this time. He didn't say, ride with me. I wish he would have just went up to Izzy and whispered in her ear, ride with me. Ride with me. Oh my gosh. It was so he said, let's play. Let's play. Oh my gosh. America's like, you are so cool. You're the coolest. And he's like, stop it. We'll get to their conversation. All right. So Izzy tells Siri, Izzy's, you know, she's like, I can't use the veto on myself. She starts going around the house saying, I can't use the veto on myself. I can't. If I win the veto, I can't use it on myself. And I'm thinking, oh my God, here we go. Here we go. And she's like, because I'm scared he's going to backdoor Siri. And she tells America, she's telling everybody that I can't do it. She even tells Siri, and Siri's like, oh, I mean, don't worry. Let's get to the veto, but thank you. And probably, okay, you can do that. You can do that if you want to do that. But they have a more involved conversation later in the night we'll talk about. But at this moment, she's like, stop it, you little simp. Stop it, you little simp. Izzy, no. And Izzy's like, I can't. Moms, I can't let you go on the block. Okay. And Siri's like, well, I mean, you would. At this point, I was at Michael's shopping, listening in my ear. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at fall decor. And I'm thinking, Izzy, stop it. Shut your mouth. But Siri did say, no matter what, you would still have the votes to stay, though. We'd make sure. And Izzy's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, Izzy, please, dear Lord. I mean, go ahead. If that's what you want to do, fine. But for your own game, I mean, no. So Siri's just like, well, I'm going to go ride. She's like, you're going to ride the bike? She's like, yeah. I think Siri at this point is just trying to get out of situations where she has to explain too much, because she spent the day trying to explain to people what went down, and all these people, you know, that look to Siri like, well, why didn't you tell me? And by people, I mean, you know, Bowie Jane, what was going on. And so Siri had to work her social game magic on that. But Izzy has started telling the house by this point that she will not use the veto on herself. And she would keep herself on the block for fear, and to that they'd put Siri as a backdoor, and to protect Siri. All right. Jared tells Izzy they knew that one of them could end up on the block, so they can control the vote. You know, Izzy, stay calm. Izzy says, but what if Felicia comes off the block? Who is he putting up? And then Jared says, well, I think moms. He's putting up moms. And Izzy's like, moms, not moms. Like, I love moms more than the flute. Oh my God, I love moms. And it's just like, Izzy, get to the veto calm, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Jared says Cameron told him he thought he had Matt and Jared, but now he only has Jared. And we talked about that conversation where he's like, it's just me and you, man. It's me and you. You're all I got in this game. The guy that just put me on the block last week and was the reason my friend was evicted because he put him on the block. You're all I got, Jared. And Jared's like, oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So as much as I saw a hot take on this on Twitter, but as much as, you know, we don't enjoy Jared's attitude towards women and this gross showmance where they're leaving their juices everywhere, we do have to probably admit, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, that Jared might have a little bit of the, social skills, not as much as his mom, but he's got a little bit of the mist because for some reason people want to in this house believe Jared. They really do. Cameron, I mean, the fact that he's coming back and Cameron's like, you're the only one I trust. The guy that just put you on the block is the only person you trust in this game, Cameron? Okay. You know how he has Blue? Knowing the secret and she's not saying anything? So, yeah, and he's good at shooting. Jared does have, we can't just overlook it because we're like, he's annoying and he doesn't listen to his mom and he talks about women horribly and they've got their juices looses everywhere. But he is good at shooting the breeze. He is good socially with everyone. So for that, obviously, you're not going to be Siri Field's son and you're not going to know how to make people feel good and comfortable in these situations. Now, other people have clocked Jared's an asshole, being like Corey, because, and Izzy has at times too. So Jared, there's a fine line. It's almost like maybe he's a Gemini. I don't know. They talk a lot about, their signs in this house, but he can either be so good socially, shooting the breeze, cool, or he is just full of ego, not listening to anyone, shut shit down. It just depends. But I think with the people he's not necessarily super aligned with or close with, he's good at just feeding them what they want, making them feel comfortable. But with like the Izzy's and Corey's and his mom, he's a little more like, okay, Jared, you're being difficult. He's a little more difficult. Okay. Me too, Charles. Me too. I mean, Lady Di, am praying that Cam is playing Jared too, and that maybe the back door would be Jared. Because that would be amazing. And yes, Katie, evict Corey's mustache. ASAP. ASAP, we need to evict little Corey's mustache. But he's not going to get rid of it because America says she likes it because she wants him to look 22. Okay. So Cameron says he was in the house an hour before the ceremony too, and he wasn't privy to the conversation that the vote was going to change. And he asked why, she didn't come to him. And Felicia said because she thought Cameron and Red were still tight and were going to mend their relationship. Cameron says he feels like he was the butt of the joke on national television. Now, Cameron's ego is pressed. He feels like, oh no, I was the butt of the joke on national TV. Okay. And he goes, me and Bowie, right, for everyone to see. He says, you guys could have told me that Red was going home and he still could have went home, but I just feel stupid because his ego is like, I thought I was on the right side. He thought he was making moves. He was in that HOH room with Jared. He was like, let's do Izzy as the replacement nom. And I'm thinking, oh, that's cute, Cameron, that you think that would happen. That's so cute. So he feels like an idiot. Felicia asks, so why did you pick me? And not Siri? And Cameron says he didn't know any of this until just now. He says he's not singling Felicia out, but he can only put 2 people in those chairs. So we already know the war of Siri versus Felicia has begun, even though they're, still have like niceties and we still love these 2 superpowers. At least I do. Seeing these older women run the house has really brought quite a bit of joy to my heart. I don't know about you guys' heart, but I have enjoyed it. And I feel like it was just too soon for them to have turned on each other. Let's share a cute little picture of them here while we're describing it. So yeah, unfortunately, that is these two little cuties. I'm like, no cuties. Who would have thought? That this this house would be run by the 2 most elder people in the house and 2 elder women. I mean, that doesn't usually happen in Big Brother for sure. Okay. All right. So Cameron then tells Felicia, I got one person that needs to go. Okay? Ride with me. He says she and I haven't gotten along since the beginning. Obviously, talking about Izzy. And Felicia's like, okay. Cameron tells Felicia that she's not his target and he's not mad at her. Felicia says she was not part of any conversation that said, don't tell Cameron. She said she only had a conversation that they shouldn't tell Bowie Jane because, again, Bowie Jane, so emotional. It's intense. It's intense. Yes, Sandy, I love it. I love it so much. I agree with you. Sandy says, as an old woman, I love seeing this duo running it. Cameron then tells Felicia, you know, you're not telling me the whole truth because I know that, you know, I wasn't in on the boat. So I know you're not telling me the whole truth because he knows that everyone knew that Cameron wasn't on the boat. So there's no way that there wasn't a push for everyone not to tell him because everyone knew he wasn't included on the boat, him and Bowie Jane. She's like, well, believe what you want to believe. Okay, believe what you want to believe. Felicia then says to Cameron that people are always delivering information and some are lies and half-truths. She tells him that she heard last week he wanted her and Siri out. And she didn't do anything with that information. So, boom, ride with me. Okay. Jared goes to talk to Cameron. And Jared says, Cam, that nomination ceremony was intense. He pulled a Bowie Jane. It was intense. It was intense. Cameron's like, yeah, you know, no big deal. I went in a pretty specific order during the nomination ceremony. I pied Bowie first, then Siri, then Jared. Okay, so that's why I pied Bowie, then your mom, even though I don't know it's your mom, and then I pied you. And he's like, I just lit it. I lit the bomb. And then I stood back and I watched it burn and blow up. And Cam's like, the whole house is annihilated right now. Apparently, Cam gave his pie in the face last to America to leave her hanging, worried she was going to be a nominee. Because America, obviously, she's going to be worried that she was a nominee. People have been linking her to Cameron. And she's like, I don't even like him like that. I don't like him like that. He creeps me out. So he pied her last just to F with her. And then Cam said, I'm done playing games. I am done playing games. Okay. Jared tells him that this next episode is going to be crazy for fans because this was like such a surprise. Everyone was blindsided. Apparently, maybe even the DR was blindsided. But I'm like, I don't know about that. Cameron was telling Jared that Felicia, he's like, she came in, Jared, and she lied right to my face. Okay, ride with me. And I told her that. I go, you're lying to me. You are lying to me. You are lying to me. Oh my gosh. Corey is talking and he's saying that Cameron just wanted his TV moment. He thinks that he should have put the pie in the face to Jag first to make everyone sweat right from the start. But Cameron's like, no. I did it right. I did it right. Izzy tells Corey and America that Siri might be Cameron's replacement nominee. Again, Izzy is scrambling. She's like, we can't put up moms. Not moms. Not moms. Izzy goes to talk to Cameron. He tells her he's sorry, and he doesn't have to say he's sorry. Okay? She's like, you don't have to say you're sorry. All right. And he's like, but I am sorry. So at this point, he's making both Izzy and Felicia believe that they are not, in fact, his targets this week. He's keeping it, again, his replacement nominee, everything. He's keeping it very hush-hush and cryptic because he's been screwed over once. He watched two men get screwed over before him, and he's not going to be the third. Ride with me. Ride with me. He's like, you're not the target. Okay? The whole house has been throwing Felicia's name around. So it would be an easy decision. for the house. And Izzy's like, I'm not going to throw Felicia under the bus, just so you know, even though she will. She's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to, Izzy says she doesn't understand, she's like, well, why would you do what the house wants? He said he didn't do this because it's what the house wants, but to see what the house does with it. Even though he just got done saying that Felicia names been thrown around and it'd be easy decision for the house. So implying that it was for the house. And Izzy's like, why would you do it for the house? And it's like, Izzy, you guys have done stuff for the house. I love this because every time Cameron has a conversation with someone, he's always hugging them when he has these one-on-ones and then telling them he loves them. Not everyone, but Izzy in this situation. Then he's like, Izzy, we can work together. Ride with me. We can work together. But Felicia, she's a loose cannon. And I don't trust her that she's not going to talk and spread stuff around the house. And then Cameron's like, I love Siri. I love Siri so much. She's the best. Oh, she's so great. Maybe the three of us could work together. Okay, maybe the three of us. And Izzy's like, yeah, something. Yeah, okay. Izzy's just, you can tell she's still kind of in shock. And at this point, I'm like, what is he doing? What is he thinking? What is going on here? But again, I think he is just lying to everybody. So he's finally starting to play the game and lie to everyone. Thank you, Faithful. I appreciate that. Cameron says, I don't want Felicia to weasel out of this. Izzy says, again, I'm not going to throw Felicia under the bus. I'm not going to throw her under the bus, but I'm going to throw her under the bus later, but not right now. I'm not going to throw her under the bus, just to prove that I'm valuable to you, Cam. Just so you know, I'm a great person. Izzy Fields, I'm going to fight for that veto. Cameron, I'm going to fight for that veto. Izzy Fields, I'm going to fight for that veto. For me and for moms. For me and for moms and the noms. All right. Corey goes and talks to Cameron and he's like, oh my gosh, bro. I thought if he nominates Jag and Blue, that's too safe. That's crazy. He's like, the noms you said make way more sense. You made the right choice. Cameron says, it's chaotic. Ride with me. As I intended. I want to blow this house up. I want everyone to be worried. That side of the house was comfortable for too long. They were on the power side. Now let's see how you feel being me. You humiliated me. I humiliate you. I scare you. You scare me. I scare you. Corey's like, well, I'm glad I'm not on the block. And just so you know, America was losing it. She was like, he's so cool. He's so cool. And Cameron again's like, America said that? Okay. No, I wasn't trying to be cool. I was, but I wasn't. But okay. Cam is loving that people are coming in the room and telling him, besides Izzy and Felicia, good play. This is going to make great TV. You're so cool. You're going after powers. Wow. And Cam's like, yeah, Corey, I just didn't want to tell you. I didn't want you to know too much information because I want to keep you safe. So you don't got to worry. And I got a plan. Corey does remind him that no matter what, he's still worried about Jag. And Cameron's like, yeah, everybody is. Everybody's worried about that Jag guy. Yeah, everybody's worried about him. And Corey reminds him that keeping Jag safe this week probably doesn't mean Jag won't put Cameron up next week. I kind of think it does. I maybe I'm naive, but I kind of think that Jag, they are giving Jag way too much credit. He is again today, and we'll talk about that as I get there in the notes, but Jag is again figuring out things like he did previously with Blue, even though Blue knows everything and could share with him the big twist of the season, but she'd rather have sloppy intercourses with Jared than play the game. But Jag again is going to be around telling people around the house, Siri is aligned with everybody. And so I don't think Cameron would be on the list if Jag won to go after. I don't, I just don't see him doing that. He has these moments of clarity where he's like, yeah, Siri, yeah, we gotta break up that side. Yeah, this is good. So I really think he would keep that deal with Cameron. Right. Katie, he was totally sitting back in the HOH room, sipping his coffee, tea, whatever, with the biggest ego. Oh, it was feeding him. It was feeding him. Yes, Jay. He's cool because he's a chiller. Smash that like if you guys haven't already. It helps me so much by just smashing that like. Okay, we got 755 people in the live stream. Let's try to get 700 likes. Mods, keep me up to date where we're at with our goal for 1,011 likes for this video. Okay. So then Jag decides to go talk to Cameron, and he walks in and he was like, whoa, dude, I thought I was gonna be on the lock. That's crazy. Cameron said, this is my olive branch. Ride with me. Okay, this is where we start. If you don't F this up and you don't tell everybody what we're talking about, if you don't tell everybody about our plan to possibly work together, no one will see it coming. Okay, ride with me. So, well, I'm not gonna lie either, Nindy. He did eat. He ate in this one. I thought for sure he was gonna do a Jag Blue. You know, as much as I love Felicia, I'm just like, I mean, this is what you got to do if you're gonna play the game. If you're gonna play the game, if you want a chance at the money, yeah, you got to go after that side. You got to have, you got to go after the powers that be. You got to know who the powers are. You got to know clearly you're not aligned with them. All right. So he's like, this is your olive branch, Jag. Don't F this up. Now, if it comes back to me that you're saying what we talked about, if any of that comes back to me, I will turn this car around. And again, nobody gets a cake pop at Starbucks. Nobody gets a treat. Nobody gets to go pick out one thing at Target. I will turn this car around and we'll be doing chores downstairs. Okay. I will put your ass up. And Jag's like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just like blown away. All right. I won't forget it. And Cameron's like, better not. Please don't. Don't forget it. Ride with me. Cameron he's full of them all day. You know, he's like, now we begin. Now we play. Now we play. Now we play. 30 some days into the game. Now we play. I lost my best friend. Now we play. I only got so many flannels left this season. Now we play. I learned how to diffuse my hair. Now we play. Now we play. Jag's like, oh no, I will not forget it. I will not forget it. Cameron asked, you know, how's everyone down there since I just blew up the house? And Jag says, they're all shocked. I mean, we're all shocked. We are shocked. Okay. Faithful, I can't do that. And I'm so sorry. Ride with me. Jag asked Cameron if he has a target in mind. And Cameron's like, I got an idea of what I want, but it isn't you. But if you rat on me and you say what we're talking about and you break this olive branch, if you crack it in half, you ain't riding with me. I'll turn this car around. Cameron tells Jag to put serious thought in this about them working together, moving forward. And that, you know, I'm serious, Jag. I'm serious. This can be a do-over for us, you know. And this is actually in Jag's best interest and in Cameron's best interest. You know, you got two people that obviously Cam, he has put himself in a position where he has to win comps. And that is not a great position to be in. He's got to have some deals with people. He has to utilize this HOH to actually make moves and to show that the powers that are running the house, that he needs a little team to go after them. Unfortunately, I think he still trusts Jared, but we'll see. He could be playing us. He could be playing us all because he blindsided us with these nominations. Hopefully he realizes how tight. I mean, it's crazy to me to think, well, it's not crazy to me because we know the Big Brother house and we know some of these house guests, but how can you not see how close Jared is with Mama Felicia and Siri and Izzy? And where, I mean, his allegiance is. I mean, Jared put you on the block, Cam. I don't understand that. So hopefully he's playing us. Thank you, Evans. I'm late. I hate the season, but you're a saint for updating. You're a saint for listening. Okay. So, Jag's like, no one will expect the two of us working together. So then Jag starts geeking out in his Jag way where he's like, no one will expect this, bro. Nobody. Corey talks to Izzy and says, I've never seen a move done where someone tells everyone it's going to be two people, then it ends up being two other people. And I feel like in Big Brother, we've probably seen this before. Put it in the chat. I can't think offhand, but we've probably seen an HOH lead people astray. And then put up, but maybe we haven't seen this a complete 2 nomination blindside. But I feel like in the past there's had to have been. It seems crazy that we'd get this far in Big Brother and never see that. But let me know. Feel free to correct me in the chat, because I was like, me too, Liz. I was ready to give up when I heard he was putting up Jag and Blue. You can keep watching now. You can definitely keep watching now. This week is going to be crazy, because with them on slop and with Izzy on the block and Felicia on the block and the POV today, the POV ceremony Monday, and then, you know, Trippin' Tuesday, Waffle Wednesday, What the Truck Thursday. I mean, you just don't know. You never know. All right. Blue and America talk about how annoying Bowie Jane is, because what would this house be if not talking about Bowie Jane and how annoying they think she is.
Fucking Bowie Jane. Fucking Bowie Jane.
Bowie's like, listen, Teens, I got blindsided. I thought I was in the Alliance. I hate it. Legends 25 can suck a dick. Okay? I know. And what a week for the whole house to be have-nots. Crazy cast. This Humilla week is with the gas masks and all the little things that they have to do. I mean, it's going to get to them. And then they agree that if they win, Bowie's going up. It's like, don't even waste it on Bowie. At this point, who cares? I get it. I understand. If I was in the house and someone was annoying, it would take a lot of me to not want to put them up. But Bowie Jane's someone you want to sit next to at the end. Have her explain what she did in this game. Well, it was intense. Cameron once told me what I did in this game. What I did was I showered, I rode the bike, I lifted weights. Not enough. I'm losing muscle mass. I like to talk about a lot on the feeds. I'm losing my muscle. I just want to lift weights. So I showered, I lifted weights. I had my mouth open. I wore 2 piggies in the front. I had a big parka that I wore in August in Los Angeles. And I walked into rooms and I said, what's going on? Hi. It was intense. Say, I think I should win. Thank you. Yeah, Bowie would be like, how do I get out of this place? Bowie's someone you want to sit next to. America talks to Izzy and says maybe Cameron is telling the truth about Felicia being his target. America's just trying to calm down Izzy at this point, because she didn't flip out as much as I thought she would flip out. But she's definitely scrambling in her head. She says that she did tell Cameron that she heard from Felicia that he was targeting America. So America says that Izzy will be safe with a landslide next to Felicia. And unfortunately, I don't think she's wrong on that. And then Izzy says she's just worried about who the replacement nominee. Again, it can't be Moms. It can't be Siri. It can't. Moms, I love you, Moms. Blue is talking to Jag, and they are like, have little celebrations happening. America and Jag, Blue and Jag. And Blue said, I got chills when Cameron said, let's play. And Jag agrees and says the whole house has been turned upside down. Jag tells Blue he wants to work with her, but he's been apprehensive because something they talked about, this is him, got back to him. There was a conversation too with America where he wants to talk to, I think this is a conversation with America. He talks to America. And they're like, can we finally work together? Jag, do you finally believe me? But apparently something that America said got back to Jag, and America's like, what was it? And he's like, I don't know. It was something. And she's like, I don't know what I would have said, but then it was something that might have gotten back to Siri, maybe through Corey. It was kind of confusing as I was listening, walking through Michael's, to them talk about this conversation. But America's like, finally, like, we need to be working together. And Jag's like, yeah. And I'm like, Jag, America has really been looking out for you. And America, again, was telling him about the vote situation. You know, when he was voted out unanimously, she's like, I told them I wanted to tell you. They wouldn't let me tell you. And he goes, oh, no, it's not about the vote. Something with Siri. And then she came up to me and she was mad. And I'm just like, let it go, Jag. I think it's pretty clear you can't trust those other people. And America has actually shown you and warned you that you can't. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's just like, Jag, you got to wake up now. Cameron has shook the house and now you need to wake up too. And he does have his moments of clarity, but he has other moments where I'm like, but I was glad that they had the conversation of let's do this. Yes, let's work together because it has been far too long. Blue and Jag also had a conversation where they talked about how this is basically their alliance. What was their first alliance called? Family Matters or whatever it was, the handful, and then became family something. And they said, really, there's only been one person that has left out of that alliance, and that was Riley. There was quite a few references to Riley again on the feeds yesterday. And I'm like, who's that? I mean, she has been gone forever. I understand maybe still mentioning Heisam. That's still new, but Riley, what? She is gone. She has moved on.org, you know? So they said, man, that'd be if Riley comes back in a battle back. And I'm like, oh God, that's not happening. And also, thank God it's not happening. And they're like, then we can get the whole gang back together and we can call it family reunion. Yeah, because everyone would love to thank you, Donna, family style. They're like, we'll call it family reunion. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Cameron and Bowie talk quite a bit throughout the day. But again, Bowie's like, didn't tell me everything. It's too intense. But, you know, Bowie's just like, she's mad. She's like, they lied to me. They're liars. They lied to my face. And he's like, ride with me. And Cameron tells Bowie that Felicia was lying to him earlier. Cameron tells Bowie, you know, just, again, stay calm. Be Bowie. Take showers. Ask what's going on. Walk in at inappropriate times. When no one wants to talk to you, talk about shit no one wants to hear about. Just do you. And, you know, Bowie's like, Cameron, this is great. Red would be laughing so much at this. Red would be laughing. I'm like, no, he wouldn't. He would have nipples out. He would be crying, wondering if Ellie Mae Bay was going to leave him. And he probably still doesn't understand that he got played by Jared and that Cameron really never truly stabbed him in the back. So, I don't know. Again, you're giving Red way too much credit. He's somewhere making fudge, crying, begging Ellie Mae, hey, bae, not to leave him, allegedly, because that's what he did in the house. It was a sad boy summer. All right. Siri talks to Izzy and says, you know, if I go this week, stick with Jared, but keep it under wraps. And Izzy's like, I know. There was so many like emo moments between these two. And we get the most emo late at night. She's like, just stay with Jared. It was like they were dying or something. These little speeches they were giving each other, you know. Siri's like, I don't want to go, but if I do, you know, you got to fight to stay, and you got to stay with Jared under the wraps, you know. But worst case scenario, you know, you got mini me, you got mini Siri and Jared, and I'm thinking that is not a mini Siri. I do not know who that man is. I am sorry to that man. I've never seen that man in my life. I got a Kiki Palmer him. I do not know that man. I've never seen. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know her. I don't know you. That's not my purse. That's not your purse. So, you know, Siri's like, if I go, I don't want to, but stick with Jared. Promise me. Izzy's like, you know, he pisses me off and I yell at him and stuff, but I love him. And he's like a brother to me. And Siri's like, yeah, you're a Fields. And Izzy's like, oh, moms, oh, I love being a Fields. I promise you, I'll never let go, Jack. It was very Titanic. I'll never let go. I'll never let go. I'll never let go. Ride with me. Oh, Felicia talks to Izzy, and they're, I believe, in the living room at this time. And Felicia's like, okay, I think he's trying to break up me, you, and Siri, the trio. And she's like, if any of us come down, Siri goes up. And then Izzy agrees. And Felicia thinks the whole house must want them broken up. And she's not wrong. Felicia thinks Bowie Jane has been feeding Cameron info because obviously they're just like, Bowie Jane is the problem. And Bowie Jane's like, I just like talking about stuff and hoarding pickles because that's what we can eat in the house. The house has been very upset. And by house, I mean Jared, that there's been the hoarding of pickles going on and olives because of the have-not situation. And then they also tried to make fried pickles yesterday and overnight oats. But Jared's like, everyone's hoarding damn pickles. And America's like, well, there's more. And he's like, I don't even want them. It's just, they're hoarding them. I mean, Bowie Jane's got them next to her bed. She's like, it's intense. These are my pickles. I love them. And then we have a whole conversation with Siri and Felicia and Bowie. And Felicia's like, these kids just, they don't use a fork. They just grab right in the jar, right in the bag. And Siri's like, yep, that's why I don't eat the communal stuff. Siri even talks about her mom, and her mom is so old school that she won't go out to eat places. And she barely likes to eat at other people's houses because of how nasty people are. And I #relatable, because you never know, the people that are cooking you dinner like to lick their fingers, don't wash their hands. I mean, who knows? Sometimes if you think about that too much, you'll never eat anywhere again. But Siri was saying her mom is old school and she just likes to cook the meals and she does not like to eat out and she doesn't trust people. And they were just talking about how the young people in the house just put their dirty little hands in everything, and that it grosses them out. So, okay. Siri and Felicia think Jag made a deal with Cameron with a trade for support next week. Jared talks to Mimi and says if they win the veto, then keep the noms the same and vote out Izzy. We'll see. We'll see if that is, in fact, what he would do, or if that's just what's being said to Mimi, because Mimi appears to be more in with Felicia, obviously, with that red vote and wanting to vote out Jag instead at the last minute. That could just be lip service because, I mean, as much as that would be a good move for Jared, sort of, because the secret goes with her. He's already spread the secret to other people, but then he would get all mommy's attention. So we'll see. We have Cameron, Corey, and America, and they're talking about the nomination ceremony, and they're just like reliving it and enjoying it and geeking out about it as the other house guests are in the kitchen and we're doing the slop thing. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. Ride with me, you guys. All right. Okay. We talked about the Jag and America talk, Izzy and Cameron talk, Felicia and Izzy talk. And Felicia in that conversation also said that FBJ, being F and Bowie Jane, that she is mad at her. Felicia's like, okay. I mean, she used to ask me if I want to go on the bike. She doesn't ask me that anymore. Okay. She is just mad at me. She won't talk to me. And FBJ, F and Bowie Jane, is mad at Miss Felicia and does feel as though she doesn't like the way she talks to her. She doesn't like that she'll dismiss her. And she doesn't like that she was left out of that vote. Okay. America and Cameron talk. So America goes up in the HOH room. And again, she is just geeking out with him. She was like, that was so effing cool. Oh my God, that was so cool. And his voice cracks. You can tell he's eating some kind of like wrap or something. And he's like, sorry, I'm eating. And she's like, it's okay. It was so cool. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. And I'm just like, all right, we got it. Don't give him too much. I see what you're doing, but don't give him too much. So, and then Cameron's voice cracks and he goes, cool. Yeah, I'm cool. Like a prepubescent boy, his voice cracked as America's like, you're so cool. That was the coolest move. Oh my God. You've probably moved up in the Joker's updates. You've definitely moved up in the Joker's updates. And Cam's like, is that all you think about when you think about this stuff? And she's like, yeah, I mean, as like a fan of the show, like Twitter's probably going crazy. She said she follows a BB Live daily updates. I follow that account too. Shout out to them and Joker's updates. And she's like, I can just see it. They probably put, Cam nominated Felicia and Izzy, and Twitter is going crazy. And Twitter definitely was going crazy. I don't know if he's going to move up in Jokers. I don't really check Jokers very much, but he was like, oh yeah, well, I didn't do it to be cool. He's trying to be cool while she's saying what you did was cool rather than just going, thank you. That was cool. He's just like, Yeah, you know, it was cool. And his voice cracked and I was laughing. Apparently, again, Cameron said, let's play. After he came out of the storage room, after the nomination ceremony, and America's just like, you're going to look so effing cool. It's just so cool. She told him, again, he probably jumped there. And Cameron in the Joker's updates, and Cameron said, yeah, kiss my ass. You know, I ain't playing nice no more. I'm done. Everyone can kiss my ass. He said it pissed him off when America brushed him off all the time because he knows what he's doing. Because America's like, I'm glad that you made this move. Like, I didn't see it coming from you. I didn't see it coming for you. I didn't see this is what you were going to do. Yeah, bleach the cheese. Renee says, yes, Renee, he's so corny. And he was like, yeah, that's why it pissed me off when you brushed me off because I know what I'm doing in this game, America. Cam gets up to see if people are still outside of his room. So he turns on the TV like a power move, like, hey, watch this. Yep, still outside. Then he sits back at the table with her and she was like, it's so cool, Cam. What you're doing is so cool. And then they laugh. And I'm just like, I cannot take a full week of this. So hopefully America's fangirling stops. I'm thinking after the Veto ceremony. So maybe after Monday night, if she's safe, if she is in fact safe, which I believe she will be, unless something crazy happens, and is not used as a renom. If the veto is used, hopefully then the ass kissing will stop because I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. I see what she's doing, but I'm gonna throw up. Again, Cam hugging everyone. I love you. I don't trust you, but I love you. Matt had Blue tell Siri, or Matt told Blue, I can't even read my own notes. She'll have the, Matt's talking to Siri and he is saying, you know, don't worry, you're going to have the votes to stay if Cameron tries to backdoor you. So he was telling Blue that, I believe, as well. So Matt's like, don't worry, Siri. Matt is he's very much trying to be Siri's little sidekick. Siri's definitely utilizing Matt. I think when she first pulled him in and he first told her about that power and all that stuff, she was really like, okay, he's jumping. Maddie Fields is jumping up. But since then, there's been a few things that she doesn't trust him, but she knows she's got to keep him close. And she's basically telling him, hey, we just have to make sure I'm not the renom. We just have to make sure I'm not the renom. So she's telling her little lackeys, her little Siri squad, that we got to make sure I'm not the nominee. Siri, while she's talking to Matt, she asks him, what if I am renommed, if Felicia's taken off the block and I'm up against Izzy? So she's just kind of feeling these situations out. And Matt's like, no, you got the votes. I got you. Like, you're so good. You know, Matt and Siri talk about Felicia telling on herself and how Matt stuck up for Siri to FBJ, F and Bowie Jane. So when Bowie Jane wanted to be really mad at Siri, Matt does take it upon himself to kind of throw Felicia under the bus or Izzy under the bus before Siri, so that Siri comes up a little more roses. So Matt is doing some work for Siri. Matt's, you know, and all his Andrew Taintism is seems to be wanting to help Siri and advocating for her even when she's not around. So that's good for Siri. Izzy asks Jag if Felicia has talked any BS about her to him. And Jag's like, I don't think so. You know, in his Jag way where you're like, 4 hours later. And I'm just like, Izzy, I thought we weren't going to be throwing Felicia under the bus. I thought we weren't going to be doing that. But of course, Izzy she wants to know. She's like, has she been talking smack about me? Because I want to know. What the fuck has happened? Oh, Felicia. Shut up. I will not shut up, Felicia. I will not shut up. Cam talks to Matt and said, Cam's going off now. He's feeling himself. He said, F Legends 25. Cam asked if Matt, if he heard his speech, and that's when Matt said, no, I took my hearing aids out, bro. Just in case I got pied. So, Matt didn't hear any. And I was like, lucky Matt. And Cam's like, oh, okay, well, let me tell you what I said. So then he goes on again to say, you guys went after 2 men who were your allies. And that might be a coincidence, but I'm not going to be third. Let's play. Ride with me. And I think we have let's listen to a little bit of audio of Cameron's, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. Which one do I have? Okay, let's first listen to America kind of geeking out over Cameron. Let's listen to a little bit of that.
Yeah, do you know the website? I can ramble on for a bit, just fangirling.
Have fun. Oh, fangirl.
Yeah, do you know the website, the Joker's Update, where like they rank? I think they rank them there, right?
What?
They're the Houseguests. They do a ranking every day of the Houseguests.
Really?
I know you jumped up to the top after this.
Oh, fuck. Is that what you think about whenever you see things happen in the house?
Yeah.
Shit like that?
Well, I just like, yeah. I'm like, oh, this is super cool. Or like I can see the tweet because I follow this like BB Daily Updates Twitter account because I don't watch the feeds a lot, right? Because I'm at work, but I'll check that.
At this point, Twitter's like, one of us.
Like different conversations from the house guests, just like, daily.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they put like Cameron has nominated Felicia and Izzy, and I know Twitter's going wild. That's the type of shit that I would retweet.
That she said, that's the kind of shit I would retweet, repost, all the things. I would do it. There you go. What else was I going to pull up here? Let's see. What's this one? Okay, maybe is that the one that I wanted to? I thought I had something else. Here's America also getting excited about right after the nomination ceremony, Cam's move.
So cool.
Oops. She's like, that was so cool. That was so cool. That was so cool. All right, I think I just had a so cool. And this was America's little face that she was like, it's so cool. It was so cool. What Cam did was so cool. And again, I can put up with this for a little bit, but not forever. Not forever, America. Not forever. Okay, I get it. It's cool. We all think it's so cool. But we got to move on soon. Okay? Yeah, let's see if this is her here.
And it was Izzy. And then I looked around to like the final 4, final 3. I was like, I'm not a big move.
And Izzy, you get to be the person this week who the edit's going to be. Is it America or is it going to be?
Fuck everyone that's in the.
Oh, the Legend 25 thing.
We're just cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here is Cameron talking about Legends 25. Matt's up in the HOH room and he's like, F everyone, F Legends 25.
Fuck everyone that's in. We're not enemies. We're just cool.
You and him.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Then fuck all of them. Fuck everyone that's in Legend 25.
I know.
Which right now is
it's over.
Siri, Felicia, Izzy, and Mimi.
This
The rest
one.
of us are gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone. Red's out the house. Bowie's gone. You're gone.
Yeah. I'm here still.
No, I meant
Not in that. In that you want to keep.
I love that Matt's like, I'm here still. And he's like, no, you're not in Legends 25. F them.
fuck them. Dude, now they had the majority of the house this entire time. And they fucked it up.
I know.
Hard.
Yeah.
Fucked it up.
Yeah. Because
Now
that was the thing. It was like, don't make a move yet till the 8 happened. Because that was the thing. Wait till the jury. And then
They pulled the trigger.
That's what they did. They took Red out.
They pulled the trigger. And I capitalized.
They started it. Yeah.
They had it made. Now they're the fish in the barrel.
Yeah.
We're not enemies.
Cam's like, now they're the fish in the barrel. We're not enemies, but now I want to watch them squirm. Cam was very much all day about, I want to watch these people squirm. I want to see them uncomfortable. Okay. Let's see. So then Cam also tells Matt, you need to talk to Bowie Jane. You got to talk to Bowie Jane. You got to, you're going to be in the room with her all by yourself tonight, because Izzy and Felicia are going to be, or Izzy and Siri are going to be in the have not room and sleeping tonight, or last night was their night. And he's like, yeah, but Miss Felicia, she might come in, and she likes to come in that room and interrupt. And Cam basically says, he said, tell Felicia to F off if she comes in when Matt is trying to talk to Bowie, and say, he's like, you owe her nothing. Tell her to F off. You owe her nothing. Okay. And Matt's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just tell her, just say, get out of here. Give me a minute. Like they do to you. Say, F off. F off. You owe her no. Okay. Try it, Matt. See what happens. Try it. I would love to see you try. Miss Felicia would be like, okay. She'd be like,
Shut up. Shut up.
What?
Same
Today?
Well, to talk about
Sorry.
production.
Today.
Well, to talk about production.
Cameron tells Matt, right now I trust 3 people. Okay. You, Bowie Jane, and Jared. I really hope he's lying about the Jared trust. Cameron said that Mimi has had a great run. He's like, Mimi's had a great run in this game because she hasn't had to do shit in this game. And she hasn't had to talk to anyone. And Siri, Felicia, Mimi, and Izzy were on the right side of the house, but now they're shitting themselves since they're on the wrong side of the house now. Cameron tells Matt that, Riley, guess what, Matt, Riley would be losing her shit right now. And Matt's like, who? Oh yeah, I love Riley. Yeah. Hashtag Riley's promise. Yeah. You want to do a little alliance, Riley's promise? No, you neither. Okay. They cannot give up on this Riley. Poor Riley. She's probably sitting at home like, forget about me. What are you guys doing? I'm not into either of you like that. Okay. One of you said you were my dad, and the other one was like, I really like you. And I said, thank you. And that's basically Ariana Grande. Thank you next. Thank you next. So Cam is just going off to Matt saying, I trust you, I trust Bowie, and I trust Jared. Okay. And, those ladies, those 4 who were running shit, being Mimi, Izzy, Siri, and Felicia, they're losing their shit right now. They are losing their shit. And let them sweat. I want to see them sweat. I want to see them perspire. Let them ride with me. So they bring up Riley again. I'm like, oh my God, bring a book. And then Cameron says he got punk rock for his music, punk rock from the early 2000s. And I'm like, I wonder who he considers punk rock from the early 2000s. I really wonder if he's like, Blink 182. I got Blink 182. I got all the small things. Not me. I'm big down there. But I love that. I love them guys. I mean, who does he think? I don't know. I'm interested. If you guys know, if you guys heard him, I didn't hear him say which band. I find it interesting to see who everyone would listen to. Jared, I believe, had Kendrick Lamar. And then Matt wants to request Trippie Redd's new album. And I guess he was like, yeah, Trippie Redd. You remember Turner from last season? Like a carpenter or a rug maker? Yeah, he made a rug for Trippie Redd. And I'm old, so I'm like, who the F is Trippie Redd? Who the F? I have no idea who Trippie Redd is. I'm sure he's great. I am sorry, Mr. Red, but I don't know you. I'm sorry, I don't know that man. I've never seen that man in my life. If that man was walking down the street, I wouldn't know that man. So I don't know you. Okay. Oh, Fall Out Boy. Huh. Is that who it is? Jared. Oh, I thought Jared had Kendrick Lamar for some reason. Maybe. What was I thinking? Really? Did he have what did Fall Out Boy sing again? I remember Fall Out Boy. 2001, it looks like. What the heck was Fall Out Boy with that guy that married Ashley Simpson? Yeah. With bangs? That was when they all had bangs like this. Not like these, but like these. Okay. What songs did they sing again? Dance. The girl. Is this okay? I gotta play it real quick to see what it was. Hopefully. Let's see. All right. Okay. Dance, dance, and these are the lives you love to lead. Dance, dance. Okay, I remember that. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that's pop punk, but I mean, what do I know? I'm just an old lady. But yeah, thank you, Evelyn. Evelyn agrees with me. It's pop punk. Pop punk. Oh, Maddie and Janet. Shout out to Maddie and Janet. Gosh, we love Maddie and Janet. The OGs of covering Big Brother and still killing it.
Cool. A misogynist. We never have those on Big Brother.
We never have those on Big Brother. Okay, so yeah, let's say pop. Pete Wentz, thank you, Seneca. Yeah, remember you had a baby with Ashley Simpson, and they were like the couple of like the pop, emo, gothy, pop punk era. Ashley Simpson had some bangers too. Even though her SNL appearance, she did have some bangers. And then she was just like this on stage at SNL. Those of you old enough to remember when she got caught lip syncing, like everyone doesn't lip sync, and that was going to be the end of her career. If that was the case now, many people's careers would be over with auto tune and everything. But she had some bangers. Oh, the pieces of me. She had some bangers. She said she did. I liked myself a little Ashley Simpson. I wish she'd come back. When I got my nose job at 26, I brought in a picture of Ashley Simpson. I said, do me like Ashley. Do me like Ashley. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. I was like, because I had Ashley Simpson's old nose too. We both had it. We shared it. And I said, give me Ashley's nose job, because her nose job was perfection. So mine was okay. Okay. I think it kind of killed her career, the SNL thing, which is so silly and stupid because, come on, give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, her and Ryan Cabrera, that was a moment. That was a time. We had a time. All right. Now we went off on a fun early 2000s tangent. I seriously want to start. Let me know if you guys would be interested. I want to get some comedian friends together and have like a nostalgia podcast where we talk about the early 2000s and 90s and all of pop culture and all those things, because I am just obsessed. And I know you guys are not here to listen to that. You're here to listen to Big Brother. But I know some of you are. Okay. Also, is Trippie Redd good? So 2 questions. Would you be down for a podcast with me and maybe another comedian or a couple other comedians where we talk about pop culture things from the early 2000s style, things like that, and the 90s? Love the 90s. Let me know. And then whatever the other thing I asked that I don't remember because it's early. Okay. So Bowie talks to Cameron again, and she said, this vote, I know I shouldn't say I couldn't understand her, because I can understand her, but there are moments where I can't. And she said, this voting with the house thing will be a lot easier. Okay. A lot easier than being within this stupid alliance. It's intense. Bowie Jane was mad. This is the first time I've really seen Bowie Jane be mad. Okay. You guys are into it. Comment after the video posts that you would be down for that type of like podcast thing, because I want to start a project with a couple of my comedian friends, a couple of my comedian girlfriends, but like a fun podcast, because everyone has a podcast and I've had podcasts in the past. Like, so it would be audio, but maybe video too on YouTube, where we can talk about that kind of stuff. Oh, just brainstorming. But Bowie Jane's mad. She's big mad. She's like, yes, it's voting with the house thing. It'll be a lot easier, Cam, because a lot easier than being that stupid alliance. Yes, bye-bye bitches and the Legends 25, hate them. Like, Bowie is done. Bowie might be the dude from The Office that just burns the house down. Give me my staplers. Remember that movie, Office Space, when whatever his name is, he starts the whole place on fire. He blows it up. I think Bowie, she's getting there. She's getting there. She says, now people want to talk to me. It's intense. Okay. And then they end their brief convo, and effing Bowie Jane says, all right, well, all the breasts, as they say. Well, all the breasts, as they say. Is there any Australians in the audience who can translate this? Is this a common thing you say for like a salutation, greetings and salutations when you're leaving a conversation? All right, well, all the breast, as they say. It's intense. All the breast, as they say. Is that an Australian thing? Because I was just like, what? Oh my God. Yeah, his name wasn't Norbit. I forget. Mr. H. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up, Cameron, because I'm old. Thank you for explaining to me. Because I was like, Trippy Red must be super cool because the youngins are talking about him, but I do not know that man. I don't know that man. I don't know that man. But yeah, if any Australians can translate, all right, well, all the breast, as they say. Oh, it's like a play on words. Silly instead of all the best. Okay, thank you, Casey. Because I was like, what is she saying? Nancy got it too. Okay, you guys, I need sleep. These feeds have me sleepy. These feeds and this dog have me sleepy, and he is napping. He's napping. I love it. Okay. All right. Jag and Blue talk. Jag says they haven't even been in a bad position before. And he's talking about like, as he says, Mama Fee and that side of the house and Izzy. And I think Mama Fee, I mean, she was on the block the first week. Okay. But Jag's like, yeah, they haven't even been in a bad position yet. And they're already tripping out. They talk about if Riley comes back again, you know, and that's when they talk about family style becoming family reunion. If Riley comes back, if there's a battle back, yeah, that'd be so great. Oh yeah. Huh. And then, you know, Blue's like, if Cam wouldn't have been a snake and ruined it, it's like, yeah, Cam did ruin it. He was a snake. He was a snake. Oh my goodness. So still talking about Riley. So they would have a Lions family reunion. Siri talks to Felicia, and Felicia said the others are also fake and flaky, and the difference is they stay true to each other. Siri and Felicia and Izzy and Mimi and them stay true to each other. But Felicia's saying all the others are so fake. Okay. I'm thinking, I mean, if you only knew, if you only knew. Also, you guys kind of already know because you've started to throw Siri under a little bit. She's definitely started to throw you under a little bit. Izzy started to throw Felicia under a little bit. Mimi and Felicia were going to go in a different direction for the vote. I mean, okay. Jag and Matt talk in the scary room. Jag talks about how Siri is aligned with everyone in the house. So again, he's having these conversations, maybe not with the correct person. Will this get back to Siri? And he's like, Siri's aligned with everyone, Matt. And Matt's like, yeah, I know. I love it. She's aligned with me. It's great. And that Jag tells Matt that he vouched for Matt to Izzy. He's like, I vouched for her, for you to her. She wasn't sure. She was like, I don't talk to Matt, but I vouched for you. And I'm like, okay, Jag, cool. And that they could vote Izzy out, and then they brainstorm so they talk about that they would vote Izzy out, and they could vote Izzy out and keep Miss Felicia. And then they talk about a cool name for an alliance for the two of them and Siri. And I'm like, is Jag kidding? Is Jag kidding? He's got to be kidding. And Matt's like, okay. All these kids worry about is the damn alliance name. And then it takes them way too long to then come up with so I don't even think they came up with an alliance name for the three of them. Siri's not even in the room. And they're like, yeah, we need to get with Siri. But you just said Siri's aligned with everybody. And you're so happy that Cameron's going, Jag, I don't know what Jag's doing. I have no idea. I cannot explain this man. I don't know this man. I don't know what's going on. And then Matt says, yeah, we need an alliance for us two, me and you, Jag. And then Matt comes up with, how about the Minutemen? And I died because all I could think was Matt, who loves Andrew Tate, wants to call himself a Minuteman. Now, I know there's multiple definitions for Minutemen, but it makes me think of because I don't want no 1 minute man. Obviously, we had Kyle, the 7-second man, in the house last week, and just the Andrew Tate of it all, since he's quoting him. It to me was so funny. I was laughing like Felicia. I'm like, the Minutemen, and Jag's like, yeah, that's awesome. We are Minutemen. Yeah. And I'm like, Jag was asking, like, well, what did the Minutemen do? And I don't think Matt could really explain it to him. Okay. But I was just dying because I was thinking the Minutemen. Because I don't want no 1 minute man. Show me what you want. Because I don't want. It's just so fitting in that regard, in the sexy regard. Okay. I mean, that's good as gold. That is good as gold. So, and I wrote in my notes, Andrew Taint has truly ruined these dudes. They've ruined these dudes. Now we get to the most emotional part of the night. So the house guests they're making their slop. They've had lots of talks with Cameron. Cameron's like, I'm gonna get down with the real people. I did some stuff. Everyone's told Cameron he's so cool. And by everyone, I mean America and Corey and Jared and a couple others. Blue, Jag, it's so cool what you did. Cool. Everyone got pied. They talk about their pies. Felicia wanted key lime. She didn't get that. Cameron mixed up the order to trick people. They were all thrown off guard. They think it's going to be great TV. We have Felicia and Izzy on the block. We got the veto today. Lots going on in the house, lots of conversations being had, lots of throwing Felicia under the bus by her former allies, Bowie Jane being upset, the Minutemen naming themselves, and then finally we get Izzy letting it out. She's been trying to keep a stiff upper lip and be strong, and Izzy saying, if I win the POV, I can't use it because I don't want Siri to be backdoored. I love her too much. The taint is real. Yep, that tainted love is toxic. Okay. So Izzy starts crying in the have-not room with Siri. She's like, people say, this is a long conversation, and they shared a lot. And it was actually, at first I was like, oh my God, this could be so annoying. But it was actually a nice conversation. I get it in the sense that I am in awe of Siri in a lot of ways too, in having watched her. And Siri was that character on the reality show, or that real person who got off the couch, and she's had so many amazing moments on Survivor. And, for example, when she, Jeff stayed and everybody stayed just so she could finish the competition when she didn't think she could. And Jeff's like, this is why people join Survivor. So you do things, you're out here, you never think you can do. And it was this beautiful moment, and Siri didn't give up, and she did it. And she's a representation of all of us. So when people who haven't watched Survivor or aren't familiar with that world, like, what's the big deal with Siri? It's Siri is us. We are Siri. She was that person that they marketed as, and she was, who just got off the couch, was unhappy with her life, and decided to apply for Survivor. And it changed her life forever. And she built confidence she didn't know she had. And she's, still struggles with some of that and anxiety. But it was life-changing for her. And it was kind of all the regular people seeing themselves in her. She was fun to watch. She was smart. She was savvy. Her social game was unmatched. She had the mist, so likable. She misted the audience. Okay. Yes. Pomegranate says Siri is stirring her social magic brew. It works because she leverages real emotions. Yes. Her smile. There's just so many things about Siri to like. And if you've watched her for years, I'd find it hard pressed to find someone who didn't fall in love with her at one point or another watching her on these shows. And when I watched her in Traders on Peacock, I was just as amazed, if not more amazed, with her and her gameplay and just social strategy and just her as a person, from what we know, from the show. But I just really was. I became like a big Siri fan. I mean, in Traders, she embarrassed Cody Cauliflower, and anyone who embarrasses Cody Cauliflower has a fan in me for life. Okay. So, for those of you who've never watched her before, I'm like, what's the big deal? That's, I think, just speaking for me, but she's authentic, and she's us. And it's just, she's Siri. She is she. We is she. She's Siri. All right. I just keep thinking she by Sheree. So Izzy's crying, and she's like, Siri, people say don't meet your heroes, but thank you. And Siri's like, why do people say don't meet your heroes? Because they'll disappoint you. And yeah, there is a thing where if you really kind of, I think we put so much, when you have a hero like that, you have someone you really look up to, they have a lot of expectations to meet up to. And a lot of times people aren't going to meet those expectations. I've definitely met people that I've been like, wow, I enjoyed watching them in this entertainment, whether it's another comedian who's super famous, or it's an actor, or, someone that you just really enjoy from an entertainment perspective, or a musician. You definitely can get disappointed. And so Izzy's having these moments. Yeah, you put him on these pedestals. D says, I love her. And BB25 was my first introduction to Siri. Yes. Evelyn perfectly says it. Everyone has flaws. No one is perfect. So that is why hero worship is misguided. It is. And you have to remember that, we are all human beings and we have so many emotions and we go through so many emotions throughout the day. And there isn't just a constant that we stay in, and there's layers to this shit. And a lot of times the people you see out there putting themselves out there for entertainment purposes are maybe some of the people who are the most damaged or have suffered a lot of trauma and maybe not always have processed that trauma, but put it into their art, which makes them beautiful artists. So yeah, putting them on a pedestal and having this hero worship can be, that's why you really have to separate your art and the things you like from sometimes the creators or the people who are in that. And that's how I feel about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It has since been tainted, Andrew tainted, if you will, by the behavior of Joss Whedon, unfortunately. But I have to separate the two, because there were other great writers and obviously actors on that show. And it's not just Joss Whedon. It's not just his show. So then, and that's the way you really can consume art in general, is if you don't put too much weight into the people that create it, because sometimes they're not the greatest people. So, that's when people are like, oh, how can you watch that? Joss is this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't watch it for Joss. There were so many people that made that show amazing. He is just one part of it. So that's how I, but previous to that, I was like, oh my God, the Whedonverse and all the shows and Angel and, popular, like so many, no, he didn't do popular. That's Ryan Murphy. I get my Ryan Murphys and Joss Whedon's confused sometimes, but also Ryan Murphy. I love American Horror Story, but there people have said stuff about Ryan Murphy too. So I try to keep it separate. And I think that's kind of what you have to do too. If you have different political feelings than certain artists, they're human beings. They're gonna have, I see that a lot. They're like, I hate when they get political. Well, they're Americans. They're human beings. They're people. They're going to have the same, want to be involved civically as you do or politically as you do. And they might speak out about it. And you just have to separate it. And sometimes you won't be able to. And if you can't, you can't. But they're people. Okay. So Izzy's crying. And she's just like, your heroes. I'm glad you did. Izzy says she talked about Siri in her Big Brother interview. When they were interviewing her for Big Brother, they said, what do you like about Survivor? And Izzy goes, Siri. That's what I like about Survivor. And Siri's like, oh my God, Izzy, oh my God, stop. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. So just this moment of Izzy really being vulnerable on the slop, on the block, in the have-not room with her hero, willing to give up her whole game at this point for her hero and not use the power of veto. Also, Felicia said she auditioned last October, or she sent her tape in last October, which I thought was interesting. So they're just having this conversation, and Siri said, Izzy, you love this. You love this game. You love getting pied in the face. You love even the have-not experience. And Siri said, I don't love it like that. I wish I did, but I don't. She doesn't know if she ever will, if she wishes she could, but she just doesn't. So she sees that in like Izzy and America, this love of the game, this just love. And I think with Siri, she's been on so many shows and she's older now. And she's like, the love isn't there. Do I want the money? Do I want to win? Of course. But I see that you really love this. And I wish I had that. And Siri tells Izzy she's so happy she met her. And Izzy's like, obviously, I'm so happy I met you. I love you. And Siri's like, you're going to be a part of my family forever. And Izzy's just like, oh, moms. She's so excited about that. She's just fluting. So happy. And then Siri says that, worst case scenario, if Felicia comes down, and then we're on the block next to each other this week, Siri says she'll do everything she can to make sure Izzy stays. Siri says, she goes, I've had my thing. I've had lots of things. I've been on lots of things. I had my Survivor thing. I've had that. This is your thing, Izzy. And Izzy tells Siri, you're fucking perfect. Like she's crying. She's like, you're fucking perfect. Siri said, I cannot be 60 and still a simp. She calls She refers to herself as a simp. She refers to Izzy as a simp, that she loves her. And they kind of talk about this feeling, this anxiety, this Izzy. It was like therapy. Izzy never feeling, good enough. And Izzy was like, I just like Jared, like he just so believes in himself. And he just is, he has that confidence. I don't effing have that. And the way she was just talking about anxiety within herself and her abilities and what she's capable of. So it's just a very like human moment these two women have with each other, one that looks up to the other. And in this moment, I'm just like, just send Jared home. He could never have this conversation, and for whatever, Izzy's flaws in the game or her, heroism of Siri, or, seeing her as just this like perfect being. It still is, I'd still rather see her play this game than Jared, in my opinion. And obviously I don't want Siri to leave, but thus is the game. Nothing has happened as of yet. And I think Siri probably would have the votes to stay, but you never know with this house. So it was kind of beautiful. And again, this could be Siri missing us all again. This is how good she is. Just like, I've had my thing, Izzy. Now it's your thing, it's for you. But I do feel there's a genuine bond. Siri's like, I do love you. I've never met anyone like you before. In all my years of doing this, I've never met anyone like you. And that's probably true, because being this close to someone for this long, and someone who knows so much about you already and is such a fan and willing to throw her game out for you, I mean, that's probably something, Siri has not experienced before. Because as much as people have liked her in Survivor season she's went back on and other shows she's been on, they've been like, we got to get Siri out. Where Izzy truly is like, you're effing perfect. You're my bestie. You're what I want to be when I grow up. You are the wind beneath my wings. She's like, you are the wind beneath. Moms, did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything. I wish I could be, and I could fly higher than Jared, because you are the wind beneath my wings. So Siri just tells Izzy, I'm so happy that I met you. And never felt like this before. I'm just really happy I met you. We're going to be friends forever. We're going to be family forever. And Izzy's like, I hope so, because I already changed. I told Paige on the feeds. I said, yo, mom says I'm a Fields. Change my birth certificate, yo. So Paige changed my birth certificate. And yeah, so it was just like this beautiful moment. And then Siri's like, all right, I got to go. Maybe go to the bathroom. They were taking fiber gummies. And then Izzy stayed in the have-not room. She had a little bit of Cam talk, where she was asking if it'd be okay if it was the word competition tomorrow, where they have to spell things and find letters. If she could spell douchebag, Mr. B, okay. Can I spell douchebag? They seemed okay with that. And she was like, how about maybe it was fuckwad or something? I don't know. And they were like, no way, or something. The Big Brother voice came on. So yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Siri is a surgery coordinator. So yeah, likely used to do bedside nursing, likely for years. Yeah, her bedside manner is on point for sure. Oh, Abigail, that's a great comparison. Abigail says, as a trans woman, I've struggled with this with J.K. Rowling. Yeah, who everyone says is a TERF. It's taken a while to come to terms and be able to love Harry Potter universe again. And I think that's beautiful, because the one thing is, like, if anything, don't let her take that from you. Just because she created it, don't let her take that from you. That's a beautiful world. That's how I think about Joss Whedon. I'm not going to let this crazy misogynist POS take that from me. Buffy was something that's so important to me, and it was important in my youth, and it's important in my adulthood, and it's just been one of those shows. There are certain entertainment, certain books, certain things that are just like shape kind of who you are in a way. And something, I always call it my Buffy blanket. Whenever I am sad or anxious, I can always turn on Buffy, and it is this thing that can calm me, make me happy, make me sad, make me all the things, make me feel all the feels. Make me feel human and alive again, not to get too emo like Izzy or too simpy, but don't let anyone take that from you. If you enjoy something, just because the creator's a shit box, don't let Don't let them take that from you, because you deserve to have that. Everyone deserves to have things that are important to them and mean something, and give them and feed their creativity and artistic soul. So yeah. I mean, yeah, content creators are still making content about the body. I mean, some of the episodes within Buffy are so amazing, and my little niece Lucy's watching it, and I said, you're too young to watch it, but anything Auntie wants to do, she does. So at 9, she's watching it, and she like watched the body, and I said, oh my God, what did you think of the body? I mean, but she's 9, you know, and that episode is about the loss of Joyce Summers, Buffy's mom, and they filmed it to be very realistic to that happening in real time, and the way they filmed it and moved within the episode was very raw and real. And then Anya, who's a vengeance demon, who then becomes mortal, and is dating Xander. She has this wonderful monologue where, you know, she's just become mortal, so she doesn't understand death. And so she's like, this is stupid. This is dumb. Joyce was just eating eggs and she'll never have fruit punch again. And it's this beautiful thing that sometimes I just listen to have a good cry or to just feel something. So it's a work of art, in my opinion. So yes, beautiful example with the J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter verse. But yeah, that's a great way to end this breakdown, because it was very emo. It was all the feels. All the feels of the fields, if you will, you know. And let's see if we can listen to just a little bit of what Siri and Izzy were saying. Okay.
That I'm like shocked that I ended up liking.
Oh wait, this is where she talks about liking Skeezy, aka Corey. Let's see if this is on.
And I'm really happy that I met you. I'm really happy that I met you. I've never felt like this before. And I met a lot of cool people. I'm really happy to meet you. It's fucking simple. Oh my God, we're going to be friends forever. We're going to be family forever. Oh, yeah. You're never getting rid of us. Good. This is crazy. Good. Wow. Yeah, me too. I've never felt this way. I've never felt this way in all of my stuff. I have.
I mean, maybe I'm overtired, but that could bring tears to my eyes. Last night it didn't, because I was just like, I had all the emotions throughout the day of what's Cam gonna do? Then Cameron does it and stuff. But it was like a beautiful moment that these two human beings have. And I think we forget about that is such a big aspect of Big Brother, is that you have these people who come from all different walks of life and how they connect and socially. And the social game is so important in this game. And seeing, I mean, to me, it was kind of like a magical moment. And I know not everyone will think that. Some people will be like, this is lame and this is stupid. But if you've ever felt the way Izzy feels about someone you've looked up to, if you've ever felt that way before, or and then thinking about meeting them and spending all this time with them, you can understand. You know, you can definitely relate to that. Happy Wife says it was later in the evening in the Have Not room. I don't remember the exact timestamp, but probably like 10 or 11 or so. So it could get me in my feels. It could get me tearing up, but I think here's, you know, we always say every season, I do, you know, we want like strong women in this house. We want women supporting women. We want women's alliances. And right now we kind of have that. Unfortunately, you know, Felicia is getting thrown under the bus and stuff, but you definitely have this, we never get a womance. We get a bromance. I mean, look at the edit that Red and Cameron got. They got bromance, chillers, breakup. They weren't even dating. Okay. They would have been considered casual, hit it and quit it, because Red didn't even give him the benefit of the doubt to ask him if he backstabbed him. He didn't even ask him. He just believed what he wanted to believe, because they weren't really friends. This is a true connection in life. Like Izzy has connected with Siri in a way Siri doesn't understand until Izzy explains it, because Izzy has only known her through the television, through social media. But this is how these characters, whether it's a reality show person and shows like Survivor, are known for this, where you can really connect to someone in the reality verse. I mean, I don't know how many people are connecting to people in like The Bachelor or messy shows like the Bad Girls Club or something. But in reality shows that have heart, like Survivor, you can definitely connect like this the same way people connect to fictional characters in their dramas or their comedies or, you know, whatever they're watching. So we're seeing these two women who really, now Siri, as much as she's annoyed with Izzy at times, I mean, she's all over her and they live in a house 24/7 together with no distractions. You can't just pick up your phone and go, give me a couple days. They have to talk constantly. You know, we're seeing these two women connect and Siri kind of, you know, understand the gravity of the effect she's had on Izzy's life and her start to maybe, understand the effect Izzy's had on her life within this house and just how they've been able to relate. She was like, I've never had anyone explain how I felt before like you did, whether about the lack of confidence and anxiety and what you're capable of and waiting. Because again, Siri was someone who was just letting life pass her by, she said, until she got off the couch and went on Survivor. And that was when she first started living. And if you've ever felt that way in your life, you can understand that, you know, if you've ever felt, we've all felt stagnant and what is this for? And what's the purpose? And what am I doing? And some of us have sat back and let life pass us by at times because it's difficult and it's hard. And what's the purpose? And what's the reason? And what's it all for? And then to be able to communicate that with another person who often that same way, because you never know other people's struggles. You know, as much as Izzy might be killing it with the flute, she's a flutist doing her damn thing. Being a human it's hard, and it just, there's so many insecurities and anxieties and worries and pain and heartbreak and good and love and all these things that you have to maneuver and still believe in yourself and still go after a dream, but yet still pay your bills. And then there's taxes and maybe little humans you have to care for and relationships you have to keep up with, whether they be romantically or friendships. So it's, that's what's like beautiful about art, whether it is reality television or fictional television. It is, you know, that art form. I was watching a 90s, obviously, panel about My So-Called Life, which was like the show that hit me at 14. And then it was canceled after the first season. Then I wrote a letter because I was very upset about it. And just about how, you know, TV is that one form of entertainment that a movie, you see it, you love it, it's good. Movie's great. But, you know, especially back in the day with network television, these people come into your house every week. You know, you really are inviting this story, these characters into your life. And now with, you know, streaming, I think a little bit of it might be taken away because we indulge it so quickly. You know, we eat it up so quickly and we watch it. And I feel at times I'm like, did I really get everything out of that show that I could get, or all the entertainment or everything, if I'm not waiting week to week and have time to process what I just watched? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get like, no, I'll get emo. So I liked this moment. I really liked this freaking moment. I like this vulnerability. It's probably added on with the slop and the have not of it all, but I like this, right? So many, My So-Called Life, that is a crime that they canceled after one season. They weren't ready for it. It was like before its time or something. I don't even know what it was, but it was such a beautiful show. That was me too. Pomegranate, the first time I dyed my hair red, my mom was like, what did you do? And I was like, Angela Chase. You'll never understand. Jordan Catalano, Angela Chase. You'll never get it. But Latifah, then you can come back down to reality. You can think, is Siri doing her magic? But even if she is, she's so freaking good at it that, you know what? Great performance and beautiful. And I'll take it. And I'll still have all the feels and I'll get teary-eyed just thinking about it. So, so many of My So-Called fans. I love it. I love it. I love. Jim says streaming. I'm going to read a couple of you guys' comments, and then I'll close it out here. But again, thank you to everyone for the super chats and the Cash Apps, PayPals, Venmos, joining the membership, and also joining Patreon. Thank you so much. Jody, Christina, Robert, and Monica for the super chats. Appreciate you guys so very much. Jim says, streaming definitely takes away that exploration of the relationship. Yeah, it doesn't breathe. You don't get to speculate the what ifs. Those strengthen those fictional characters in our minds. Yes, I think the letting it breathe is such an important point, because we're just like boom, 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 binging it, that our brain doesn't have enough time to process everything. As fun as it is, and how impatient streaming and social media and everything has made us as a society, I do kind of like those shows that still make us wait. Yellow Jackets made us wait each week. The HBO show that I loved, everybody loved. You know what I'm talking about. Not Severance, but you guys will know what I'm talking about in the chat. And then there was also, during the pandemic, there was a show, Mrs. America, I believe it was, and Kate Blanchett starred in it, and it was so good. And I waited every week. Little Fires Everywhere. Did they make us wait every week? Sometimes I'm like, oh, just give me the episode. But then I realized that I have this time to let it breathe. Me too, Monica. I was so hurt. I mean, everything Angela Chase said, all of her, I thought printers were just, at the time, like the internet just existed. So I could print out Shakespearean sonnets to put on my wall, lines from My So-Called Life, Sublime lyrics, and Ani DeFranco lyrics. I really thought that's what it was for. I was like, wow, this internet is pretty great. I had no idea the capabilities of it, but my whole wall was like just a collage of that, and Claire Danes quotes from that show were pretty amazing and just so melodramatic, and I was melodramatic, so it fit. Thank you, Beth, for the super sticker. Succession. Thank you, Connor. Yeah, Succession. I looked so forward to every week, every Sunday for Succession. I was like, yes. And then if you guys are looking for another kind of feel-good show that's fictional, that is also on HBO, not Showtime, because Showtime is Yellow Jackets. I'm trying to think which is which, but another HBO feel-good show is now I can't remember. Let me type it in. HBO show. Okay. Somebody Somewhere with Bridget Everett. It is amazing. And I think the episodes are only a half hour, and it's like a drama, comedy, dramedy. So definitely, if you're looking for like a show, and that made you wait every week. And I think there's like 3 or 4 seasons of that show, maybe. And it's called Somebody Somewhere, and it'll give you the feels. And there's 2 seasons. I don't know why I said 3 or 4. There's 2. I thought there was 3. White Lotus, I watched the first season. Yeah, I haven't watched the next one. I don't miss my corporate job. I don't. This is much more fun. Euphoria, yes. You're that girl, but I don't know if you're that girl. But yes, I do watch Euphoria. But now I'm like, I was so sad that that guy from Euphoria passed away, and then and now I don't even know if it's gonna ever be back or what's gonna happen. I did watch The Last of Us. Yes, I am just a pop culture entertainment. Like, I consume it all. Of course. Yes, I love Jules. Remember Jules' song? I'm sensitive and I'd like to stay that way. I was like, that's my song. She was like, I was thinking that we might do some good if we robbed the Senate and took all their food. Then maybe one day they'd something, I don't know, but she was basically talking about robbing the rich people, robbing the Senate, taking their food, and then maybe one day they would see what it's like to be people without. But yeah, Somebody Somewhere is so good. So good. Birdie says, if I don't trust you, you can't believe a word I tell you. This is what Siri said in Micronesia. I mean, so many good Siriisms, so many good Siri quotes. Thank you, Evelyn, for the super chat. Your BB Live feed roast and recaps are the best. Jolene, Evelyn, you are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Obviously, Alanis. The Secret. Remember when they used to have secret songs on albums? I went to your house, walked up the stairs. I opened the door without ringing the bell. Oh my God. And then she found the letter, and no, it wasn't your writing, or it wasn't my writing. Oh my God, I better go soon. It wasn't my writing. Would you forgive me, love? If I cried in your shower, would you forgive me, love? for the salt in your bed. Would you forgive me, love, if I cry all afternoon? Oh, so good, so good, so good. All right, we've got our emo on. We've got our updates, you guys. This is a long one, but definitely a well-deserved long one. Bring back secret songs on albums. Ugh, I went through a breakup at that time, and I just played that over and over because I wanted to stalk his ass. I was a teenager, and I wanted to stalk his ass. It was about, well, the You Ought to Know was allegedly about Uncle Joey. And fun fact about Uncle Joey, he saw me perform at the improv the Tempe Improv early in my comedy career, and he was putting together a like a clean comedy tour because he was performing. He wasn't like Bob Saget in his stand-up. He had like clean comedy. He was getting like advertisers behind it, and he was interested. So he was headlining that weekend. And I think I was maybe hosting or just doing guest spots. And he kept coming back to see my set and wanted to possibly include me in that tour. And then a guy at the time who was helping me. I was new, and like, so Dave Coulier gives me his email, like, let's talk business. And then the guy who was kind of like a mentor, I guess, somewhat at the time for comedy for me was like, oh, I'll handle the deal. And then he talked to him, and then I never heard from Dave Coulier again. So I don't know what the guy did, but probably asked Dave Coulier for like too much or something crazy. And then I never talked to him again. So maybe in the future, I'll see Dave Coulier and go, hey, remember me, little Joleen from Tempe, Arizona? And you love my stand-up, and you were going to do that clean comedy tour, and you're going to put me on it. What did the guy who pretended to be my manager say that ruined what could have been a deal? Could have been so beautiful. So, yeah, R.I.P. Bob Saget. R.I.P. All right, you guys, I could talk all day about this stuff, but I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to comment after the video post. Hit that like if you haven't already. We have a week of fun feeds ahead of us. We have the Power of Veto competition today, the ceremony on Monday, and obviously, eviction Thursday, episode Sunday, episode Wednesday, episode Thursday. And I'll be back probably later today once we get the veto results and see what they're doing. I'll also be back tomorrow to break down more of the live feed spoilers. Again, speaking of Arizona, if you are going to be in the Phoenix metro area next weekend, September 15th and 16th, I will be featuring at the Stir Crazy Comedy Club. On my community tab, I put a post with a link where you can get tickets if you want to come. If you are near Glendale, Arizona, we have 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. You can come see me perform stand-up comedy. Come out, say hi, let's get a picture, let's talk Big Brother, let's geek out. Check out my community tab on my YouTube for more information and how to get tickets. And I'll see you guys soon. Remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you